and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys because I'm going to be rating my top 10 favorite art products. Or are these 10? I don't actually know, I didn't count, but my top favorite art products is a better way to title this video. Hopefully I don't, completely forget this epiphany I just had and title this video top 10. But I want to come and share with you guys some of my favorite art materials because I realized I've never actually done this before. And my favorite materials actually change a lot depending on what my current interests are and what I'm working with. Just for a general overall consensus of products I like working with, because I get a lot of questions about what do I use and what I like using. So I want to come and share with you guys. And some tips and tricks from a RISD student. Maybe you guys will enjoy it. I don't know. The first thing I want to talk about is paper, because paper is so incredibly important and I feel like people forget. And I also get a lot of questions about what paper I like to use. My favorite type of paper on the planet is single-handedly Strathmore Bristol paper. This is the exact brand that I've been using for the past at least 12 years. I love this brand. Hate the color of this board. Wow, it looks terrible in frame. But this is the exact paper I use. It's Bristol Vellum. I'm not sure what kind of surface this is. I believe it only comes in 1 or 2 surfaces. This is 19 by 24 portfolio size. Perfect for high school students if you're trying to get your portfolio done. This is what I used all throughout high school, what I use now throughout college, and my absolute favorite brand of paper to use. And I don't want to spend the entire video holding it up because my arm would break. Basically, it's just a really nice paper, okay? It's really smooth. It's good for Prismacolors, especially if you're into super hyper realistic drawings. That's what I use for all of that, and I just really like it. I've been using it for all of my homework assignments lately that have to do with super hyper realism stuff, and it's really nice. I can't promote that brand enough. Love Bristol Vellum. And another brand of paper that I really like is Arches, and this is when it comes to things like watercolor, as you can see. Also, absolutely adore Arches oil paper. Arches oil paper is like nothing I've ever worked on, and using oil paint on paper is just something else. I don't want to bore you guys too much with the details of paper because paper is paper and it's just paper. But trust me, Arches and Bristol are my 2 favorite brands, and I almost never differ from them when using paper unless I'm using Strathmore. That's the 3rd brand that I will use, and other than that, nothing else, please. I'm very strict when it comes to my paper. Also, Arches watercolor paper is so nice and toothy. I know you guys can't, oh, look how rough that surface is. Oh my gosh, I love it. If you're looking for really gritty watercolor paper, I like this. Also, if I'm getting any watercolor paper except for this, which I'm not sure how this is pressed actually. I think this is just, it doesn't even say. But I normally like my paper cold pressed for watercolor. So yeah, if anyone understands what I'm talking about. And a little bit of a continuation with the paper are sketchbooks. I get asked a lot what sketchbooks I use, and to say the least, favorite sketchbook is definitely the Strathmore sketchbook. This semester, all 3 of my sketchbooks are Strathmore sketchbooks. I have one for anatomy, I have one for a book cover class, and I have one for a biology class. It works for everything. As you can see, wow, watercolor sketches inside of here. Is that watercolor I see inside of a toned paper? Holds up water, doesn't seep to the other side. Amazing. Does the paper buckle? Yes, but that's expected. For this, oh my gosh, you can use Copics in here. You can do that, and the paper's thick and nice and crispy. You can do all these sorts of like cool things. Oh my gosh, yes. Wow, this one's not as impressive, but wow, you can take notes. You can take notes and do little sketches for your anatomy class. You can do that? Oh my god. Never have I ever thought of doing something like that. This one's much less exciting, but it is something that you can do. But yeah, Strathmore sketchbooks are great. They come in a bunch of sizes. I don't personally adore the soft cover, but since I'm in college, I really don't care that much. It's not my personal sketchbook, so whatever. And another sketchbook brand that I absolutely love is the Render sketchbook that I have right here. It's very plain on the front. I have yet to decorate it. If I can just show you a piece that I did. Here's a giant Copic piece. Oh my gosh, Copic, you ask? You can do that in a sketchbook? Won't it bleed to the other side? Watch this, watch this, watch this. Your mind's gonna be blown. It's a single piece of paper. Nothing. Nothing at all. The Render Sketchbook is the best marker sketchbook you are ever going to find that I've ever found. It doesn't bleed through and it's amazing. The paper, however, is a bit different because it's not as absorbent, but if you want to keep your stuff in a sketchbook, definitely go for Render because it's amazing and it won't bleed through. And that's the whole selling point of their brand, and I think it's great. So I would definitely recommend that. So let's move on to other materials that are actually interesting. Speaking of watercolor, Winsor & Newton, by far my favorite brand for watercolor and gouache. I have this set that I've been using lately, and before this set I was using a smaller set, but their watercolor pigments are just so pretty. This is the Cotman watercolor, and this is just what I've been using for the past few years. I really love this brand, and I love how portable this is. I can bring it to class super easily. Don't have to worry about it, just have to bring a cup for water and a brush and I'm good to go. Watercolors. Oh, okay, that's embarrassing. Don't do that. I love these watercolors and I've been using them for so long. So moving on to some pens and pencils, you know. If you guys have watched my What's in My Pencil Case video, you guys will know what's in here for the most part, but some highlights from that video, if you guys missed it, highly recommend checking it out if you haven't, is 3 glitter pens. I love Jelly Roll glitter pens because glitter pens are really nice and they add a little bit of flair to my work when I'm sketchbooking, and I just really like glitter. I know glitter's not for everybody, and if you're not into it, then just skip along, but in this household, glitter is everything. So I use glitter a lot, and glitter pens are just the most convenient way to do that because I don't like the powder glitter. That stuff's disgusting. This glitter, acceptable. I also have a couple microns here just to show you guys, but microns are definitely one of my top favorite pens to use. They're archival ink. For the most part, waterproof. They're a little bit spotty when it comes to being used with Copic markers, but they try their best. And honestly, I haven't really found a brand to replace them yet, so can't really say that I have other brands to recommend other than Micron. I don't think Micron is the best pen out there, I will say. I'm not a die-hard fan of Micron, but they are very reliable for almost everything, so they're pretty good. They don't work with everything, but they work with most things, and when they do work, they work flawlessly. So yeah. I have a Muji pen, just a single Muji pen in the size 0.38. I think Muji pens are really useful for quick sketching and taking notes, but also for drawing. Sometimes you just want a nice glide, and you know, Microns don't necessarily give you that glide, but Muji pens do. They don't have a lot of size variety, and they are pretty spotty when it comes to like being waterproof or, you know, having ink that will last a long time, but you can try it and sometimes it works. And I have definitely used it on simple sketches. Not on final pieces, but on simple sketches, I've definitely been like, you know what, Muji. Done. Another thing I have that I've been a die-hard fan of actually is the Uniball Signo White Jelly Roll. This is just super easy for on the go. However, I will say if you're looking for a good white ink, this is definitely not the one. My favorite white ink of all time that definitely has replaced this in my life is, if you guys watch my Twitch streams, you guys know how many times I've been talking about it. Follow me on Twitch. The Copic Opaque White really holds up to this pen. The opaque white is actually opaque. It's hard to find a white paint that's not just paint. Even when it's paint, it doesn't do that. This is, I'm not even sure what this is exactly. It's water soluble, I know that for sure. And it's really, really nice white ink. And if you're using it for illustrative work, it's perfect. It does everything it needs to do, covers everything flawlessly, doesn't really have reconstitution of the paint, and overall it's just really, really good. And I love using this. I think it's so, so pretty, and I use it on everything. This white ink is literally just so pretty, and I don't have enough good things to say about it. Moving on, real quick, the Tombow Mono Eraser. Get this. This is such a good eraser. It's so skinty. So good for getting those like tiny details, and I don't know why anyone would not want one of these. So good for sketching, so good for drawing, so good for final pieces, so good for literally everything. They come with refills, so these little plastic parts with erasers at the end basically works like pencil lead, and they come with refills so you don't have to keep buying it. Love anything that comes with refills so you don't have to keep buying a whole new thing, you know. This Tombow polymer eraser is just so good, and I literally use this for everything, and I take it with me all the time, and it's a perfect invention. It also comes in a square size, I believe, if you're into that. I like the circle one, but to each their own, you know. The last few things I have this glitter sparkle paper. Wow, look at that. Look how pretty that is on camera. I just love using this stuff in my illustrative work for obvious reasons, because it's so pretty and it shines so beautifully. Look at that rainbow. You can cut this up into squares. It's a sticker on the back, so you just stick it onto whatever you're working with, and that's really nice because no picky edges, you know. Things gonna fly up from your piece and get caught on something or fall off halfway through. It always sticks, and I use this on a lot of my pieces, and it always comes out really well, and everyone always likes it. My professor's always like, oh my gosh, what is that? I'm like, bro, you can buy this at the RISD store. Are you kidding me? Definitely get the stuff if you're super into glitter like me, because it's just so pretty, you know? And then you can have a little disco in your room. Last thing I want to say about my favorite products. This thing is heavy. I literally use it to work out in my room. But have you guys heard of Copics? Dude, I love Copics, and I have so many Copics. So many. I'm not gonna hold all of them up because it would be tiring, but I definitely do love Copics a lot, and they are very expensive. There are dupes out there you can find. I personally have just been continuing to use Copic, but if you want to use dupes, that's totally fine with you. Some of them are definitely good quality, some of them are, however, not, I will say. Copics are definitely super great, and I would recommend you trying any sort of alcohol-based marker because they're just so smooth. And if you can't get them smooth and you're using Copics, like the Copic brand Copics, try a different paper, you know? And if it's not the paper issue, just look up some videos on how to control the pooling of Copics and stuff. But I love Copics a lot, and they're super great. I've been using them on a lot of pieces, including that Sailor Moon thing I just showed you. So if you guys are interested in that, you should go try to check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much all my recommendations on art materials that you have to be using, and if you're not using, you are totally missing out on your life, missing out on a lot. Check out my Instagram if you guys are new to this channel. It's gonna be right here, and I will link it down below for you guys, and my Twitch if you want to watch me ever draw with any of these materials. These are usually the materials I'm also using to draw. So thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one. So stay hydrated, take a nap, and I will see you when I see you. Let me know what your favorite art materials are in the comments, and I will see if I can try some of them out because they will be new to me, and I will be very excited because I love using new stuff. So stay hydrated, take a nap, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. You're missing out on a lot.